Well, you didn't even know. Still redneck out here in communist California. And I saw some news articles that just totally torqued my jaws. Saw one that said data shows that African Americans are more likely to be pulled over by Oakland police, like 8, 9, 10%, something like that. Okay. All right. On its all, that don't sound too bad. But then, it goes on to talk about how that's showing racial profiling. Well, if anybody's ever driven in Oakland, and I do every day, you'll see people making left-hand turns from the right-hand lane, weaving in and out of traffic, driving on sidewalks, making right-hand turns from the left-hand lane, or going from the left turn lane and going straight through traffic, or running red lights. Now, 90% of the time I see that happen, it's usually a black driver doing it. Now, that seems logical to me, that if you're going to break the law, you can't bitch about getting pulled over by it. And can't claim harassment or racial profiling if you're the ones doing the crime. Traffic laws are there to keep everybody safe. That doesn't mean that you have to zip, zap, zooey around everybody just because you think you're of some high importance to something. You're not going to get there any faster. I don't care who you think you are, whether it's white, black, pink, or purple. But if you're doing all that, you're going to end up getting arrested or pulled over. And don't be claiming racial profiling when you do it. If you're the one dumb enough to break those traffic laws, it's like you're daring them, pull me over. Fine and dandy. I got that out of my system. Now let's talk about this shutdown. Now it seems there's a lot of these private gyms and stuff. The public buys all these high dollar memberships for. They've been closed throughout this whole pandemic. Okay, that's the dishwasher. Throughout this whole pandemic, they've been closed for our safety. That's what they keep saying. Because of COVID-19. Now it comes out that all the government gyms and all these government buildings and city-owned buildings, like for the police department, the federal law enforcement, lawyers, judges, all that, all their gyms inside those buildings have been open for their use. Now, shall we talk hypocrisy? If we can't go to a gym of our own choosing that we paid a membership for, because of the fact we might catch COVID-19, why do you have your gyms open? Isn't that kind of like Pelosi getting her hair cut after all the salons are closed down? Kind of sounds like hypocrisy or pandering to me. Oh, speaking of pandering, let's get on to the Hollyweird subject. Everybody must jump on the Black Lives Matter and black this, black that to be relevant nowadays, I guess. So I guess Hollywood's doing the same thing. They seem to be remaking a lot of these shows that were classics by themselves. Case in point, Golden Girls. They're going to remake it with all black actresses, which I have no problem with them doing it, remaking it. But it's awful convenient they're doing it all with black actresses at this time. Kind of like it's really funny all these sports stars all of a sudden got a conscience and they're going to support what's right. We're going to wear people's names on our helmets or shit like that. They live in their gated communities. They contribute to whatever they want to contribute to. And they don't even know what they're contributing to. They're given a checkbook and told sign a check. They say what their talking heads tell them to talk. You know, if you actually believe in something, you'll get out there and do something about it. Throwing money at it ain't gonna do it. If Hollywood and the sports stars want to change something, get out in the streets. Don't sit there in your gated mansions and let your accountants just write a checkbook to cover it. You talk a lot of talk with a microphone's in your face. I don't see you doing the walk. What are y'all afraid of? Reality is going to bite you in the ass. It does everybody else. But that's my rant for tonight. Got a comment? Leave it below. Want to send me an email? Send it to reddeckrebel1956@gmail.com. I'll answer it. You may not like the answer, but I will answer it. Other than that, remember our folks serving overseas, our military. Remember our first responders. You know, the ones you want to defund, but they're the first ones you call when you got your ass in a bind. You know, remember our vets that are here and the ones coming home. Give them a hand up, not a handout. That's all they want. They've earned it. They've been through more hell than any clowns on the street have. And you folks that want to make a change for the better as far as race relationships and all that, start talking about what's on the streets. Talk about Chicago. The kids getting killed in New York in a random shooting. You know, the people in these neighborhoods know who the shooters are. Turn them in. You know, you keep letting them have their way, you'll have no rights at all. That's all I got to say. This is the old redneck. We're out for the night. Godspeed. I wish you all the best. Take care. Treat everybody as you want to be treated. Good night, all.